Well, Sistas fans, whew, the ratings for this week's episode came back a lot quicker than I expected. Typically, I'm not used to getting the ratings until maybe 1 or 2 days before the next episode airs, and then the ratings come out from the previous episode. But this goes back to what I've said during the hiatus period. And then last week, when we got the ratings for the season premiere for season 8, this was the lowest rated season premiere of the entire series at a 0.88. The pilot episode from back in October 23rd of 2019 barely edges out this season 8 premiere because the pilot had a 0.89. Now, on the somewhat positive side, the season premiere was a 0.88, but the season 7 finale was only a 0.83. So there was a slight buff, most likely due to fans wanting to see, okay, now who stabbed Gary? But of course, that first episode didn't deliver. Sad to say, but we look at episode 2. The ratings came back in. Oh boy, there was a very noticeable drop. Season 8, episode 2 got a 0.73. That is like a 0.15 fall off. So about 150,000 less viewers than the premiere. What's even worse is that this makes this the second to last lowest rated episode of the entire series. Season 1, episode 3, A Woman with No Soul got a 0.7, but I believe that night, was it election? I know it was something going on, but I know that's why the ratings for that particular episode dropped. But in any case, man, oh man, I did the math. Well, not just the math. I went back to the ratings because I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like I did a video last season talking about season 7 containing an episode that was the second to last. But actually, yeah, it was episode 14 and 15, all for the D. Love means never having to say you're sorry. Both episodes got 0.74s, making them tied for the, next to last and next to last lowest rated episodes of the entire series. But no, Tea Time is at the bottom of the barrel, right there before the season 1, episode 3. I don't recall. I think somebody told me there was some sort of like Trump event going on Tuesday, but folks, I don't think any sort of political event is the main cause of the drop off. I said after the first episode, I'm like, personally, I enjoyed the first episode for what it was in terms of the setup. I knew the interrogation would take up a bulk of the episode, but the only thing that really annoyed me was Andy still not telling why she was going back to Gary. But then we get to the second episode, and this was just bad in terms of no real plot progression. The only highlights being Robin. I did like the Zatima scene, and I did like the Tamara Hayden scenes. But other than that, the episode was dry as I don't know what. And yet we're still dragging out the Andy, whether or not she's going to tell the truth. And if you saw my trailer breakdown, you know I'm like, well, dang. I mean, now that I think about it, this trailer breakdown, if I took out the rant section where I talked about Robin being gone from the penthouse and Andy's probably going to tell the girls about the ultimatum, but not the guy representing her in court about it, then that makes no sense. The only thing I'm somewhat interested in next week is the whole Robin and Hayden scene leading to Hayden becoming Fatima's boss. That's it. Because when I thought about the trailer breakdown, I'm like, wait a minute. That's all we get. The scenes at the law firm and then the scenes at the penthouse. And that's it. There's really nothing else. I mean, I don't even believe Zach was in the trailer at all. Yeah, it was just the girls questioning Andy, questioning Robin, then Robin talking to Hayden and Hayden talking to Fatima, and that was it. So I dare say that next week we might see a 0.6, which could be if it is a 0.6, it will be the lowest rated episode of the series. And I think that things are going to continue to plummet as the season continues. Yeah, I'm talking like very low. I just went back to check on assisted living and their rating. I haven't checked on their ratings in a while. Same with House of Pain because, I was so used to their scores being so low, and I'm looking now and nothing's changed. All their, assisted living had one episode that was a 0.3. Everything else is in a 0.2 range. House of Pain has been flip-flopping back and forth. One week they'll have a 0.3. The next week they'll have a 0.2. Heck, episode 8 was like the lowest one with a 0.21. Dang. Yeah, these shows, I don't even know how they're staying afloat. It's probably just the fact that Tyler has the partnership with BET, so he's allowed to have his content air. But those shows, at this point, they just need to go because the ratings are abysmal and it's ridiculous. But Sistas Season 8, I have no doubt in my mind that if week by week we continue to drag things out, there's no progression of the plot. We're seeing characters just acting extremely out the norm. This could be the lowest rated season of the show ever. And I mean that. I don't want to see it happen, but the fans are speaking with their lack of viewership. The fans are speaking through their lack of viewership. And I've noticed it's only been 2 weeks. So, some people might say, Jeremy, come on. I feel like you're being too harsh. It's only been 2 episodes. There's 20 more to go. Why count out this season? I'm looking at Twitter because I'm used to seeing a lot of engagement. Not just with my tweets now. There are some other notable tweeters out there who usually get hundreds of likes and a bunch of retweets and quotes, but tweets aren't really doing what they used to. Some of them are doing kind of well, like maybe 30 likes or something, but Twitter's it's dry. And think about it, Zatima, their finale is next week. And Zatima has been staying strong in terms of the fan engagement, but Sistas, on the other hand, it's not looking good. Like I said in another video, I'm not thinking that the show is going to get canceled after this season, but I will say that if there is a season 9, they got to pick it up because this is bad. Sistas has been the king, well, I would say king, but the queen of BET since its debut, when compared to House of Pain, Assisted Living, The Oval, and whatnot. But this fall from grace, no pun intended, to the Tyler Perry Netflix film, this is not good at all. What was it, the Magic School Bus? This is not good. This is not good at all. I was talking with somebody who sent me one of the first people to send me the ratings, and I said, honestly, this season seems to be playing out exactly like I predicted, where the first half is going to be focused on the who stabbed Gary and trying to figure out that mystery. And I'm thinking that the back half of the season is going to be focused on Karen giving birth to the twins, because that's how I think these writers operate, where the first half of a season is we got one main storyline, and then the back half of the season we got another main storyline. And I personally think one of, if not the only ways to get fans back into the show, even if it's only for an episode or two, to notice a spike in the ratings, is Karen going into labor. That is the only thing at this point that I feel like fans would flock back to see. Okay, does she give birth successfully? Does she lose one or both of the twins? But I think the most important thing is when the hospital conducts DNA test on the twins, because they kind of have to, that way the two fathers are able to identify which twin is theirs. And keep in mind this fact, even though it has been stated via DNA that one of the babies is Zach's, on screen at least, we have not seen or heard the medical confirmation that Aaron is the father of baby girl number 2. I'm still waiting on that. He's meant to assume because of what Karen said, but I still say that was one of the faults of Aaron's return last season, that he didn't question anything. he's just so happy to hear he's the father of one of the babies. He just can't contain his enjoyment. But if I were him, I would have asked, well, on the one hand, I'm happy to hear that, but Karen, I would like to have another test if possible, because the last time we saw each other, you showed me the paperwork, basically throwing it in my face that there's no way possible that I could be the father of your baby, who at the time I thought was just one, but it turns out there was two. So, I mean, on the one hand, you could argue that the sac that was tested wasn't my child, but now that we know there's another one in there, then that one could be the child. So, I mean, my child, but I feel like the drama is either going to be in Aaron not being the baby daddy of, the second one, or one of the kids doesn't make it. I don't know, but folks, yeah, I feel like it is a cause of concern to see Sistas taking a stumble like this. I mean, of course, let's give it a couple more weeks to see how things play out, because the next episode is the 30th, and then I think the 6th is going to be the following episode. That's going to be the first episode about like the Zatima buffer. By that time, Sistas will be flying solo. No family fun night, not like that impacted the scores, but I'm talking about in terms of Tyler Perry shows airing on TV. Sistas will fly solo the 6th, the 13th, and I think the 13th will probably be a good day to kind of gauge things, because the election's going to be over. I don't think there'll be any notable television competition on Wednesday night, so between now and the 13th, I honestly think we're going to see some 0.6s in here, and that's not good. So it honestly does not seem like things are going to pick up anytime soon. The season just started. It just started, and we're seeing a drop off. So let me know what you think. I mean, I've been reading the comments, especially like on my trailer breakdowns and whatnot, and like the fans said, at this point, I'm done. I'm just watching the reviews, if not from Jeremy, from some of the other content creators. But yeah, this is something else. But as always, I appreciate you all supporting me. It does mean a lot that even if you don't value what the show brings to the table, you at least value my commentary, because sometimes I can spice it up. But I'm going to be honest with you, like the fact I didn't do a live stream after this week's episode, I'm not going to BS you. If I have nothing to say, I have nothing to say. I'm not going to get up here and do a live and just say, hey, this was boring, that's it. That's a waste of my time and your time. So if next week's episode is a bomb and there's nothing to talk about, well, guess what? We'll do what we did this week. Wait till like Thursday night, Zatima, those 2 episodes will drop, and then we'll talk about that. So yeah, that's really all I have. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And sheesh. Oh man, this is something else. All right, so like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.